Hi everyone, I'm going to try and make some, I don't know, mixed media, whatever, on this canvas. This is 8 by 8 inch canvas. You can make the same thing in your art journal. I had this, I don't know, chipboard of a tree for a long time, and I really want to use it. And because it's not completely flat, as you can see, I think that I want a lot of texture surrounding it. So basically it's going to be here in the middle, and I'm going to start with a wall compound and stencils, and we'll see what is going to come out of it. Basically I'm going to start making texture with the wall compound and the stencils, and I'm not using modeling paste. Wall compound is much cheaper, so that's what I'm using. And I've got these stencils that are sticky, and they are not the greatest thing to use, but I've bought them when I couldn't find regular stencils that I can work with, so it was from the cheap store, and of course if it's if that's what I have, that's what I will use. So I'm trying to take it out. Here we go. I'm starting here in the middle because I want everything to have texture, and let's see what comes out of it. So that's what I want in the middle. Of course the tree will be in the center. I'm using a palette knife. Okay, lifting, don't like it. I think I need a thinner layer of the wall compound. It doesn't look good. When it's thick, so I'm trying again. Let's see. Much better. Okay, moving it aside and continuing with this stencil, and I'm gonna try again for a thin layer, and also to incorporate all this stenciling together without ruining what I have. Let's see. Yeah, so another one here. Again, trying to make it a thin layer. Yeah. So I'm trying to make it fast because I want to rinse the stencils from the wall compound as fast as I can so they won't get ruined. If I would have remembered, I would just brought a container with water and dump them in them, but I didn't remember, so now I'm trying to work fast, and then I'll just take them and rinse them. Another one of these sticky stencils, and Let's hope for the best. Okay. Not great at it, but I'm trying here. Okay, I can live with it. So I'm thinking, well, I'll bring another stencil just for these two parts, because it really needs another pattern, I think. And let's see if I have something which is not sticky, because they are quite difficult to work with. So now I'm flipping here, and let's see. Well, let's use this one. Haven't used it before. I'm trying to go over a little bit of the other stenciling, so I won't have straight lines. Trying, at least. As I said, I'm not great with this stuff, with the stencil, with the modeling paste or wall compound, whatever. Here we go. Okay, now I'm just going to place my tree where I want it to be while it's still wet, so there will be a place for it. Here we go. Smooshing the texture underneath, and just letting everything now get dry before I'm going to start painting it. And I'm thinking watercolors. I'm going to try watercolors here, and we'll see what happens. So I'll be back when it's all dry. I'm back. This is dry, but I want, as I said, to use watercolors. Don't know how it will take, so I decided to coat everything with a little bit of gesso, and I'm going to dilute it because I don't want it to clog all the texture that I've got. And I'm going to go over it just so I'll be sure to have some base coat that the watercolors can work on. So I'm trying to work the gesso in, as I said, without disturbing the texture that I've made. You can hardly see it, it's white on white, but that's what I'm doing. And I hope I'll finish quickly. I'm not really concerned here about the center because my tree is going there, and taking just a little bit more gesso. Of course this will have to get dry also, so I'm going to put it aside and I'm going to paint my tree. And let's hope I didn't miss any part here with the gesso. So putting this aside, and I want gold in the back, and we'll see how I'm painting the tree itself. So I'm taking this is acrylic paint. I'm just taking a fine brush and I'm going in and putting down the gold. It's a little bit difficult because it's quite deep, but we'll manage somehow. And I don't care if this gets gold because I'm going to paint on top of it. Right now I don't quite know what with what colors do I want to paint it. I just know I want the gold in the back. I'll probably paint the actual tree in black, like a silhouette, to make it a silhouette with the gold in the back. But I can if I know myself, I can change my mind through working, so we'll see. Right now I'm just putting the gold in the back and trying to get inside all these swirly things. I think I bought this tree in some craft shop, either in Prague or Budapest. Don't remember right now where. Okay, so that's done, and right now it looks awful, but it will get better. So closing the gesso, closing the gold paint, everything aside, taking it aside. This is still wet and this is still wet. Okay, I'll be back when everything is dry. I'm back. So this is dry. Now I want to start putting down color with watercolors. Never tried it before. Well, we'll see what comes out of it. This is Pelican watercolors. I've got this like almost 3 decades. And I also got this watercolors. This is from Flying Tiger, and everything is nice, but I don't think I have water, so I'll put water here. And I'm going for blue, turquoise, and we'll see what happens. I'm starting with this blue and starting in the corner. I don't know what will come out of it. I really am trying this for the first time. Usually it's either sprays or acrylic paint, so it seems quite nice how it takes to the canvas and all this texture, so let's hope. I'm just putting down the colors wherever it's again not planned. Of course I started with the edges, but it doesn't really matter. I like how because it's watercolors and it's still wet, I like how the colors are blending and I don't have to work hard on it. And let's switch to another color, and I'm thinking that in the middle I want something very light, and it doesn't work. I should have cleaned my brush. Never mind, I can pick it up. Of course I will have a tree here, so most of it will be covered, but here we go. Lighter color in the middle, and I want now maybe just to counteract. Again, I'm using here, it's supposed to be magenta, but it's near the blue, so it's giving me trouble right now. I'll just keep on working on it until I've got some magenta in my background. I like the purple that it but I want it more clean. Maybe I'll take from here. Yeah, just a little bit more. I'm spreading it and it gets lighter, so this is good because I don't want it to overwhelm the other colors. And I can also add a little bit of water and continue playing with it and let it also mix with the other colors. So I want to have lines. I want everything to blend. Let's see. I really like the effect of the watercolors on this all this texture. Going over the edges a little bit to darken and frame the whole thing. I'm going over the edges of the canvas with the darker blue. Okay. I still feel this needs a little bit of work, so I'm adding where I'm thinking it's too light, and of course I need for this to dry before I can see what happens. A lot of time when things get dry, they are paler than what they are supposed to be, and then I will have to add more paint, so we'll see what happens. Right now I really like how things looks, so I'm going to leave it be. And here I've got some white showing up, so here we go. I'm going to let it dry before I continue, and I'll be back. I'm back, and I really like what came out of it. Now I want to paint my tree. I've got this I don't know, this is supposed to be a blue metallic marker. Don't remember where I picked it up, and I have never used it before, so I'm going to start painting, but I already can see that it's not prominent enough. You don't see it, and so I'm going to take some dark blue, and if it won't work, then I will go with black. So now I'm doing the same with the permanent marker. Let's see if the dark blue is better. Much better, but no, I'm going with the black. Ay, ay, ay. So, black it is. I want it more pronounced, more in your face. It's a little piece of wood, and I want it to pop up of the background. Starting to look good. So I'm going to go all over this tree with the black marker, and then we'll continue, and I'll glue it down, and then we'll continue. I'll be back. I'm back. So here is my tree, and I was going to glue it down, but then I thought that this all this texture needs another something more, so I'm going to go over all the texture with gilding wax, gold gilding wax, and it will be easier without the tree here. And I'm going to take a little bit on this palette knife, and with my finger I'm just going to rub all over the texture, and especially here on the edges, again to give it more, so it would be more framed. And I will bring it closer to the camera in a minute when I'm finished, so you can see what came out of it. It's kind of hard to see all the little details. This can be done in your art journal. You don't have to have a canvas. I just knew I wanted to make this on a square surface, whatever, and I don't have an art journal which is square. I only have rectangles, all kinds of rectangles, but I don't have a square. So I just picked one of my canvases. What's great now is that the gilding wax is also picking up the texture of the canvas, so I'm really pleased with it. If you'll do this same project on watercolor paper, the gilding wax will probably pick up also the texture of the watercolor paper. So it's another thing to consider. Let's see. Needs a little bit more here. And I'm just going a little bit over the edges to tie everything in. Now, I'm not an expert on gilding wax of any kind, so I would recommend to seal everything either with the cheapest hairspray you can find, or fixative, or even diluted white glue can seal everything. So trying to clean a little bit before I continue. Okay, so tree and glue. I'm using silicone glue. It's a local brand. It's something that I always use. I like it. The only thing I can tell you about silicone glue, that the only brand I know that you can pick internationally is the Yoo-Hoo brand. But use again whatever you have. I just like working with silicone glue. Here we go. This is it. That's my project for today. I hope you like it, and I hope it will give you some ideas. Thank you for watching, and thank you for leaving me comments below. And I'll be seeing you in my next video. And before I forget, I promised to show it to you closely to the camera. So here it is. Where does my mind go? Here it is, all the details. So thank you for watching, and I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.